So I'm doing my paper on self-efficacy and literacy. Since we had to make an ELA tie, I figured that I just go with literacy because it's more than just ELA. It's kind of across the curriculum. So literacy is the main focus in K-12 programs. Self-efficacy plays a role in student progression and attainment of academic skills and concepts. I did forget to put a citation on that, but a lot of people say it, and I will make sure it has a citation for the final paper. I'm sure it does now. When I was making this, it probably wasn't directly next to it, so I didn't include it. But so much of our day is devoted to literacy studies, and it goes across the curriculum. Self-efficacy affects the way we behave and adjust to changes in challenges. So as educational leaders, I think we would benefit from being aware and educating others on the implications of self-efficacy within literacy in just our school period. So the value of literacy. To increase value of literacy in the classroom, we would start with motivating students in areas of self-efficacy and intrinsic motivation. If teachers simultaneously also focus on increasing time and efforts put towards literacy activities, student achievement rates will in turn show improvement. Another good thing I got out of that chapter was that valuing as a literacy motivation is the perception that reading and other literacy activities are important and useful to oneself. And that pretty much says that we do the things that we value more often than not. Another article that I cited within my paper talked about, I don't think it was in the same chapter. I think it was in a different chapter. But it talked about how teachers do things, ELA teachers and teachers across the board spend more time doing things that they feel highly efficacious. I don't know how to say that word. I don't know why I always try to use it, but the subjects that they have higher efficacy in, and they tend to avoid the ones that they have low efficacy in. So that pretty much ties into what I was about to say. To avoiding and spending more time in subjects, may not seem like it does much harm, but it kind of does because you're doing a disservice to your students in those places that you have the low efficacy. So we want to try to build that up so that you're not avoiding it and the students aren't avoiding it. It's known that self-efficacy can affect a person's ability to master a task, attitudes towards a given task, interest in future challenges, perseverance, and effort. And I talked about the 4 types of self-efficacy in a little bit more detail, but I just listed them here. For time's sake, I got to kind of keep going. Supporting teachers to hold higher feelings of efficacy can lead to empowering students to perform better, be more determined, consistently change their teaching practices to fit current trends, understanding different types of learners, and to be more goal-oriented and confident. It also affects how they deal with discipline and referral patterns, too, but I forgot to put that. Students with high efficacy will be more open to change, viewing difficult things as challenges instead of threats because they're more comfortable with their ability to accomplish tasks. And as I was looking into the reading and writing ones that I found from the chapter, I realized that it was more about the teacher's efficacy in reading and writing and how it affects students. So I want to find something that talks about the students specifically and their efficacy towards reading and writing. So the connections I'm making between the efficacy and literacy is that from elementary to secondary instruction, acquisition of literacy processes happens through engagement in quality literacy activities. Guthrie and Wakefield state that students are remarkably sensitive to the teachers and classroom experiences. It is the teacher's job to invite students to be active participants in the learning. One way that it can happen is by the teacher and students becoming aware of their efficacy towards the task or goal. Their efficacy affects the way that they insert themselves in a call to action. And in conclusion, self-efficacy and literacy is important. Teacher efficacy influences teacher performance and student achievement. Student efficacy influences behavior and achievement. Self-efficacy and literacy should be promoted because it's a powerful tool. And then things I need to fix. I'm going kind of fast because I want to make my time. But things I'm still working on are like I need to write my abstract, but I feel like that can't be done, so I'm done writing the paper. I need to fix those references that that I had issues with. Taking out the words like so and other phrases that imply things without them being backed up to make it more academic. I need to, all those highlighting that I showed you yesterday, I kind of need to make that fit into the paper better. And I need to work on the reading and writing section for student efficacy. And I need to make a stronger leadership connection. These are my references.